Hello, my crafty friends, and my name is Jenny. Today I am bringing you something a little bit different for International Scrapbooking Day. Along with a few other ladies, am participating in the Play, Make, and Share. Um, just a challenge, a series for this particular weekend. So here I'm just showing you some of the scraps that I've gone ahead and cut out with that metal Polaroid die. Now, I'm going to come live pretty soon, but I start this project. I then go ahead and go into this project. I just happened to snap a picture of it. But I'm going to share with you, I'm going to come live in just a few minutes and I'm going to share with you exactly kind of what happened, happy accidents, and yeah, so more to come on that. I'm going to leave you with this and back soon.
Hey guys, I wanted to just pop in here and do a little bit of an intro because I kind of had a happy accident as I was in my process of creating some content for National Scrapbooking Day, weekend, week long, month, or whatever it is that you celebrate it related to our craft. So I had started off with this particular background. I have gone ahead and framed it here. And so I had taken, I will include the footage of me kind of showing you what I used to create these, but I want to show you what happened essentially. So I originally had thought that I was going to create two different projects to be able to share with you. This is one, I have this metal die, and so my initial thought was gonna just to do a very simple grid. I think I had it something like this. I don't even remember. You'll get the gist of it in a second. So I was going to go ahead, and this was going to be one of the projects. I was going to select two photos to go underneath the frames, and I was going to embellish them and put a title and what have you and call it good, right? So I had this sitting off to the side because as I had my die cut machine out, I thought about the second project, which I'm gonna just show you. This is my little stacked mess here. Let me just show you, try to break it up. So I took some of my neutral scraps. These are all from scraps. So let me grab, where are the neutrals? Oh, here they are. So that my stuff doesn't go everywhere, this is how I store my scraps. So this is what I pulled, and I just grabbed a whole bunch. I used this particular die set in this size. I don't even know how, let's see how wide this is. This is a little over 2 inches. This die. So I made all of these, right? So I was just taking scraps, pulling, there's lots of just wood grain. I just wanted something with not a lot of pattern to start this process, right? So I had my little stacks like this, and then I was like, how am I going to embellish these? Because my thought was this was going to be my base for creating embellishments, okay? So follow me to there, right? So then this is where I took kind of the fun pattern papers, scraps only, and just ran half of them through this like that, so that I could very easily right? Layer these. I think I use this like that. Depending, I mean, you kind of gotta kind of see what is gonna go with the patterns you pick. Probably this one. There's different sizes. I didn't even cut them all the same size. Some of them are longer, some of them are shorter. But you get the gist, right? Okay, so I had all of this going on all over my desk. Fun times. So then, let me put this so I don't lose it. So then this is what I came up with. I was like, okay, I had a whole bunch of them all over my desk, like I was mentioning. And I was like, oh, but I like this. I'm like, oh, I really like these combinations. And, oops. And I was like, and I had the other one sitting off right here to the side. And I was like, but wait, maybe I could incorporate these on the layout that I was creating, right? And so I was like, oh, this one, I'm like, maybe there's better selections for this bottom part, but I was like, oh, that goes perfect with that one. I'm like, this goes perfect with that one. I'm like, this is the greens. I'm like, perfect with that one. And this has the tinges of the yellow. It's much bolder, but I was like, oh, I'm like, okay, wow, okay. I'm like, I'm gonna just keep these handy in the event that I need them to tuck or whatever. But I was like, this is a great start to a layout, and I can continue to build on here with some flat stickers as well as some more dimensional embellishments. So it just, again, just happy accident, just playing, just sitting down. I was just watching TV, playing with my tools, and this is what happens, right? So I just wanted to insert this to let you know that sometimes just getting an idea starting somewhere and then building, sometimes just things happen. So I am going to loop to the next clip where you'll see me probably doing some photo selections for these frames, as well as a continuation of the embellishments. And what I'm going to try to do is either pick some complementary colors that are already found in here on top of here, or again some neutrals to bring out these or some other colors to bring out this peachy kind of corally color. And I'll do that with each of them. So I'll take you through my process, but I wanted to just insert this here just to kind of let you know, because I was going to do, like I said, 2 separate projects, but I think it's going to just end up turning to be one. And then I may show some clips of maybe doing some additional embellishments with the remaining cutouts there that I have that I made. So stay tuned, more to come.
Okay, guys. So, yes, my happy accidents. Sometimes it's just very timely the way things happen. There, I'm just showing you, I've gone ahead, I've made 2 photo selections, but I do have quite a bit of photos still left. They're very similar. They weren't taken exactly during the same period, but good enough for me. I'm showing you there that I have gone through my my die cut binder, sticker binder, whatever it is that you want to call it. If you're interested in me showing you a little bit more of that in detail, I will do my best to link that video to the binder organization in my description box for this video, and also perhaps maybe even some tags at the end, so that you can readily access those videos. So here I am going through and starting with the green cluster. So these photos are super fun. They're all Snapchat filters. When my little niece comes, like, she loves playing with the filters, and um, sometimes, a lot of times, we do them together so that we can both be in the photos. But these were hysterical. Like, in one of them, she's laughing hysterically because the filter gave her blonde hair, blah, 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 right? So they're just fun photos, what have you. And so I don't necessarily need to scrapbook every single one of them, in the sense that they don't all require a 12 by 12 layout. But for these particular photos, I am going ahead and I am going to do a little bit of hybrid scrapbooking. What I mean by that is that this is going to be my base page. My companion page to this is going to be a pocket page, and I'm going to narrow down those photos that are sitting off to the top of my layout, and I'm going to select some of those to go into the pocket pages. Not all of them are going to make it on there. The other thing I'm going to do is, as I was mentioning, had die cut some additional scallop circles. So those are also, so that they complement one another, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to include those in some of the pocket pages. So there, I'm giving you the thumbs up because I have managed to use all of the things that I selected for the green frame. I've used up. That's the empty wax paper that you see there on the right. Now I'm tackling the yellow. Um, so essentially, just to kind of recap, that um, that wood grain paper that is serving as the background paper is American Crafts, and it's super flimsy. I got it from Joann's, in one of their paper sales. I love the look of it, but I don't like the weight of it. So I'm I decided to go ahead and frame it to reinforce it a little bit. I still did gut the center of the white, but it's a little bit sturdier, if you will. You'll see what I do. If you see some tape and things like that in the back, because eventually I will flip this layout over. Um, that's how you can see what I gutted and what I just use. I just use some washi that I don't ever think that I will use. I'll use that to tape up the corners so that it's easy for me to, for it to go into the page protector. I've gone ahead, used all of the yellow embellishments, and now I'm at the coral. Um, so, so the frames and all of the scallop circles are from scraps, and using my tools, using dies. So here I have this. I can't even tell you. I swear it must be like Heidi Swapp 2005, but I can't remember if this piece of acetate has a cover on it or not. It looks like it does, so that's why I'm kind of fiddling with it, but alas, I couldn't find any film on it, so I think it might just be part of the design. The reason why I remember the year, it probably is from before that. The only reason I remember the year is because me and one of my friends ended up going to Creating Keepsakes University, CKU, here in our home state, and we actually took Heidi Swapp's class, and so that's how I remember where those embellishments are from. Um, and So you see me putting some of the finishing touches here on the coral frame. I have pulled out some stuff for the teal frame on the top left hand corner. I don't end up using all of it. I do fiddle. I'm gonna cut a bunch of it out because it just wasn't. I love one of the sayings that is on that flag banner type uh, um, die cut, but the whole pattern around the saying is completely throwing me off. Um, so you'll see me fiddle with that a little bit. Here I'm just trying to find positions for everything. Um, those little viewfinders are from Nicole Jones 911. Um, they are really great. They come in various sizes. They're super easy to cut with your Cricut for if you do the print and cut. Absolutely 100% worth every penny. I can go ahead, print them as often as I need them. Um, and they are wonderful. Nicole is a YouTuber. So those are just some wonderful additions um, to your embellishments if you're having a hard time kind of starting clusters. So what else did I want to say here? Um, so I did go ahead and I have some additional things that I'm trying out here. Like I said, not everything makes it. Those sunglasses and that flower at the top of the teal frame just don't make it. But everything else I managed to use up. Those will just go right back into, I'm trying one more time. I'm trying to anchor that banner, but you'll see here in a second, it just doesn't work for me. It's the pattern. It's hard to see on my editing screen, but the I remember because it wasn't that long ago. I remember the hard time I was having. So here, this is typically what I do when I don't like I'm stuck somewhere. I don't let myself get too stuck for too long. I just go ahead and try to move along to something else. So here I know I definitely need some additional dimensional embellishments. So I'm going to go through the color bins for these four colors to try to pick some stuff out. And oof, this also took me a long time. Fast forward. Have we met? So here I did, so those are the things I'm pulling out now that I pulled mostly from my color bins, not everything. Um, these butterflies, oof, they gave me a hard time. They didn't want to come out, but they didn't end up making the layout. I used these, I think it's a One Canoe 2, some puffies. I am going to use one of the puffies there. So everything that you see I'm taking off is just stuff I'm going to have to put on, but they're mostly dimensional. There's a couple of flat pieces on there, but I was thinking I could just pop them up with some foam dots, foam squares. So, um, but overall, I love the cohesiveness of this, particularly when I think about um, the companion page that I'm going to make to this. You'll see that in just a little bit as well. I'm not going to share the process for that because you kind of get, I'm just putting photos in Pocket Pages. But I am going to show you some photos of the pocket page next to the layout so that you can see how that looks. Here I'm just using my creative memory. I don't even know what it's called. Just my tool, and that thing has been with me since the very start of my adult scrapbooking journey because I used to scrapbook when I was a child, a teenager, but clearly not with all of the things, right? Um, it was mostly pictures getting put on like a cardboard type album. Uh, didn't have nearly the most beautiful things that we have now. Um, but here I'm just going ahead and I'm just shuffling some stuff around in the coral section because I did want to add that puffy to the scallop circle. And yeah, I'm just having to make some decisions. I don't typically, I don't spend a lot of time, like I said, I'm trying to make like fairly quick decisions. The only thing that I will say sometimes takes me a while, and it did on this day, is trying to go through my color bins, not the color binder, believe it or not, but more so of the color bins, just trying to select the right colors because that yellow is very particular. Sometimes matching up the greens and the teals and even the corals can be a little tricky. So maybe I could have picked some easier colors to match, right? Um, but here you see I'm going to add some eyelets. I found a perfect matching eyelet to that frame. You'll see it's really, it adds that pop in here. You see my tape that I was mentioning earlier. Um, and I'm using up my stash more than anything. Like, I'm so glad. I don't think, I don't have a ton of eyelets. And um, clearly, I'm trying to do my best um, when I'm creating and trying to bring some of the typical stuff that I don't always use on a regular basis. Like I'm more partial to enamel dots than these particular brads. So I'm challenging myself, and this is the perfect thing. It was a perfect match for that color teal. So here you see I've gone ahead making that banner work for me. It, like I was mentioning earlier, the stripes on the top, bottom, and side were throwing me completely off. I did not like how that looked against the already striped frame, but I'm making this embellishment work for me, and I've trimmed those pieces off. The color of the text in that banner still matches this particular frame and the embellishment, so I'm good with it. Here goes the that brad, and these are the only two brads that I'm putting on the layout, so I am going to go ahead and also back these with some washi, and that I know I will never need, or at least won't need in the foreseeable future. And so that it's easy to get on into the page protector. So here I am, so organized. um, so I don't pre-plan the majority of my layouts. So there you see me. I was going into my thickers box because that's where my thickers are right in the moment, and I was just throwing them on the desk. So yeah, that's how we roll over here. And I end up making the decision and using these. These are some older Dear Lizzie thickers that I used to be able to pick up at Marshall's or Tuesday Morning. I'm wanting to say Marshall's because back in the day, my Marshalls like was the place to be for scrapbooking stuff. I know, weird, huh? But there was a time in here not that long ago that our TJ Maxx and Marshalls, they're equivalent to like a Ross and I don't know. I don't know down south. I'm not quite sure, but yeah, you used to be able to pick them up there. But here you see, yay, I used my clear ruler to kind of help those um, get lined up. And yeah, I'm thinking that's it. So here is the final layout, and I love it. And this is the companion page I was mentioning, so you can see how it carried over, right? Super cute. So I'm going to leave you with some music and the rest of the close-ups. I hope you're having a wonderful weekend and are enjoying all the craftiness um, that you can find here on YouTube. I wish you nothing but the best and hope to see you soon. Bye.